And when it come to beef, give me A1 sauce. I ain't worrying about shit, everything paid out. You can catch me courtside in Dwayne Wade house with a high yellow thick bitch with her legs out. Cash money president, but we in a red house.
What's up, Stack fam? I told you we was coming back with another. We got NBA legends share the first time they faced Kobe Bean Bryant. This is a live reaction. Make sure you hit that like button, hit that sub button, and comment below. Let get it. Smile, nigga, smile, 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 smile. We back at it again. Shot that nigga Bean. That's why we out here right now. Hey, Bean had your ass up late night, nigga. You want to get better or not, or you want to stay where you at? None of that. It's game time, Bean. Shout out to you. You're legendary around here. We ain't gonna never forget you. You know who mama is, no? Shout that nigga Kobe Bean Bryant, Jelly Bean Jr., real legend. 2000s. It got torched for a whole decade. And then got two numbers retired, 8 and 24. Shout out to the real junkies, shout out to the real crazy, shout out to the real legends. Y'all already know how we come. This be around here. We thank you, Lord, for another one. I ain't gonna hold y'all up. It's been a blessing. This right here was a must though. This Jelly Bean Jr. right here, like this the real. This is why we do this. Shout out to that nigga Bean, real legend, man. It's game 7. We ain't gonna waste no time. We gonna get in here, we gonna get out of here. Shout out to y'all. Big out here, man. Don't forget y'all legendary. Let's run the errands. We're gonna thank the Lord while we run the errands. You hear me? Top of the morning, y'all, too, man.
His eyes, yo. His
You know?
The first game I played against Cole,
I was just in awe.
That's one of those moments I'll never forget.
Calling for the ball, and I'm like, could not believe the intensity. Kill on his mind all day and all night. Many NBA legends have a story about the first time they faced Kobe Bryant. At the time, he was just a skinny teenager fresh out of high school, stepping onto the same court as some of the greatest players in the world. To most veterans, he looked like another young rookie trying to find his place in the league. But that perception didn't last long. Some remember the moment happening in practice when Kobe walked into a gym full of established players and immediately asked to guard the best scorer on the floor. At first, the room laughed. Rookies were supposed to earn that right, but the laughter faded quickly because Kobe didn't look nervous and he definitely didn't back down. Others remember the first time they had to defend him in a real game, expecting an inexperienced teenager only to face someone with elite footwork, relentless confidence, and a mindset that refused to be intimidated. Possession after possession, he attacked with a focus and intensity that felt far beyond his age. What stood out most wasn't just the skill, the pivots, spins, and fadeaways that somehow fell through the net, even when perfectly defended. It was the mentality and swagger Kobe carried with him every time he stepped on the court. He played like someone who believed he already belonged among the best. After hitting a difficult shot, most players celebrate or show emotion. Kobe will simply stare back, calm and locked in, like the moment meant nothing because the work wasn't finished yet. And in those early matchups, long before the championships, the scoring titles, and the global legacy, many players began to realize something special was unfolding right in front of them. From Michael Jordan to Allen Iverson, from Shaquille O'Neal to LeBron James, some of the biggest names in basketball have all shared stories about the moment they first faced Kobe Bryant. So in this video, I'm going to show you NBA legends and players sharing what it was like facing Kobe Bryant for the very first time.
It's about April, so we're going home. We ain't making no playoffs my first year.
I had a better second half than first half. And I come in, I had to do some rest. I come in, and the locker room going crazy. It's just everywhere. Equipment, guys picking up stuff, people getting showers, going like this. So I saw a kid sitting in my seat, and I thought maybe somebody's son in the locker room. They got he just sitting down. I said, "What's up, young fella? Get right here." And he said, "What's up, yo? What's up?" Coach Bryant, man. I'm trying to come to the league. I had just walked in the locker room, so I was like, "Who the fuck, son? Son is this?" So he's like, "No. I'm Coach Bryant. What's up, yo?" Like that thing. I was like, "All right, yo, get your ass out of my seat." I ain't saying like that, but I was like, "Let me get right here." So he was, "Oh, my fault." And then he sat in the, JRC, because me and JRC, he sat right here. So he was just like, "Yo, how is it out there, yo? I'm watching it. It looks fast in here." He was just, his eyes, yo, he was so intense on just wanting to know the next level of what it was like. And I was like, "Hold on, what's your dad in the league, nigga? Your dad?" No, I'm talking to you. And we sat there, Flip let us talk for like 2 hours. The bus was like, leaving like an hour. Me and him talking. I was like, for me, it was like this. I had to do this and I had to do that. He was just, wasn't even talking back. He was just nodding. He was like, yeah. I'm coming, yo. I'm coming. I'm telling you right now, I'm coming, nigga. Cool. I'll see you, nigga. Yeah, I'm but we both talking like, yeah.
Showtime Lakers and all, they play on the same court. And we get out there, coach on the team. Like, damn, this coach is like, and before you know it, that starstruckness and the fandom gets smacked in the face pretty quick, because he's calling for a post up and I'm guarding him and he knows the mismatch. Like holding my leg, calling for the ball, and I'm like stuck. I can't do nothing. My dumb self looking at the ref, thinking the ref's gonna bail me out. Like, yo, you don't see what he's doing? Like, this is Kobe Bryant, man. We can do whatever.
The first game I played against Kobe, I wasn't really thinking too much. I was a rookie. He was coming off of an unbelievable tear of 40-point games. I think he sprained his wrist a few times, but he had, I think, 2 40-point games the game before. So when he came out in our game, I just saw and witnessed somebody just manipulate the whole entire game just based off of his greatness. He was just taking great shots and just giving incredible effort. I remember most just watching somebody that I literally grew up watching on YouTube, and watching all of his videos, watching all of his highlights, consuming all the things that he was doing just to be great. He was just maniacal about the game, and I became like that.
I was just in awe. It's a guy who, along with a lot of other guys, was on my wall, and I would tape on my wall when I lived in Springfield, apartment 602. He was on my wall. He had a nice collage in my wall, on my wall. It's a guy who decided to make the jump from high school to the NBA. So it was something that I kind of, I was thinking about doing that at one point my junior year, and then really stopped thinking about it. But I kind of, Kobe's done it. Someone I could probably hopefully learn from one day, along with KG and T-Mac. But just being out on the floor with him, if you remember, God gave me a pair of his shoes when I was a junior in high school. And to be able to share the floor with him was like for any kid that has aspirations or has inspiring moments from someone, it's just like a sense of awe. Of the grace that he played the game with, and the passion he played the game with, the determination to go out and just dominate you. It was something that I love, something that I was like, I could pick up from that. There's not much dialogue at all, as you guys know. Kobe, he's not on the floor to talk to anybody. He's out there to kill you. He's out there to dethrone you. He's out there to really stranglehold you and be able to take away from that. But it was just an awe moment. It was something that I would never ever forget. And we had a great support with someone that played the game with so much grace. There was a couple guys that he was on the floor with it for the first time, and it was Kobe, it was AI, and it was T. It was those 3 guys.
first game, the regular season we played against the Lakers. They came to, I told the story before, they came to Seattle on a back-to-back, and he had probably 44 shots and had 48 points to hit the game winner and didn't say a word the whole game. And his approach to that season, because they started off that season without Kyle, without that championship team that they were building, and he was just stone-faced, straight killer mode the whole game. And, that's one of those moments I'll never forget. But as a younger player, I was really just copping everything he did.
Damn, like I'm on the court with Kobe. Like, okay, let's get after it. Like that I was just young and that was my mentality, and I knew, kind of just watching him and hearing stories about him, coming to the league, that I guess I wanted to gain his respect so much at that moment. He was one of the guys that I really wanted to gain that respect and trust. So I just went out there and I just played like it was, and once we got him in between those lines, it was me versus him. It was Lakers versus Denver. It was, that was my mentality.
It was everything for me. It was everything for me. It was the best moment of my life. The very first time was actually here in LA. I think it was my second year. I didn't get to play in my first year. But my second year, I believe it was the time. Yeah, it was my second year. And I got the opportunity. I was matched up with him. It was my assignment to guard Kobe. And it's the story I always tell, one of the greatest, funniest moments. Obviously having B. Shaw as an assistant. And B. Shaw's like jawing at him, egging him on, getting him riled up, talking mess from the bench. And, them two is going at it, Kobe and B. Shaw. And here I am in the middle while all of this is going on. And I just remember one possession down on their end in front of their bench. I was guarding him, and he got into his back down, his patent, pump fake, and I went flying for it. A young guy trying to go block his shot, I went flying for it. And he caught me in the air. He gave me a little elbow, got past me and laid it up. And he ran down, specifically ran down to where B. Shaw was, and he yelled at B. Shaw, check the young fella for feathers. And that was the first time, first moment of being on the court, guarding Kobe.
For me, not to get, drop on me. My rookie year, we played against them in the playoffs. My rookie year, we played against them. That's where they won the championship. And I was just trying my best. I was just talking smack. I was just in his ear. He wasn't fazed by it. Obviously, millions of people talk smack to me every single day, but he was my idol growing up, and it was just a blessing to be able to come on the same court as him and compete. You probably look up some footage of me talking smack to him. Me not really knowing what the hell I was doing, because I'm talking to one of the best basketball players, especially my position, but I was just trying to be a competitor, and I miss him.
I met Kobe in high school, and he came onto our AAU team, and he walked in, and he really didn't say much. And he came off the bench originally, and as our sixth man to our team, so that tells you our team was pretty good. And then you add a 16, 17-year-old Kobe Bryant, and he comes in as our point guard, shooting at half court, jump shots, shoots an air ball the first time. The second time he comes down, he shoots at half court, he makes it. What statement do you need to make after that?
At the time, I was a young kid in Coatesville, Pennsylvania, and I thought I was the best thing since sliced bread in my area. And this, like I said, this was before the social media era. I'm from a town, it's only 11,000 people there. We right outside of Coatesville, so you never get an opportunity to see all the talent outside of that little town. I never been on a plane, I never been on a train. I grew up in my town. I ain't never leave, right? So my coach one day said to me, he was like, "Hey man, you think you nice, man, but there's a kid down the street that just as talented as you." I'm like, "Yeah, right, you gotta be kidding me. Hell nah." He was like, "Bro, he's 6'6", the same height as you. He probably weighed 20 more pounds than you. He's probably way more athletic than you, and probably can shoot, from a deeper range than you." I'm like, "God damn, this is my coach." Yeah, I guess, I come
from a tough town, and nobody gives you props in that area. So I was like, damn, bro, like really, damn, coach, you gonna break down my self-esteem like that? He like, nah, bro, I'm telling you, it's a kid down the street, and I'm not gonna tell you who he is, but if we do what we're supposed to, we can meet up against him in the playoffs. So I remember, when we played against Lower Marion, looking down at the end of the court, just like the rest of the guys on my team was, right? And, I had all kids on my team from the neighborhood. So, I'm with all the homies that I grew up with, and half them dudes thought they were better than me, right? Yeah. And Cole's team, looked like a private school team, right? He didn't look like he grew up with, the dudes that I grew up with. So I'm like, man, it ain't no way. But I'm looking at his game, and I'm like, bro, like, damn, he down there doing 360s. You know what I'm saying? He's doing the in-out double crossover, step back, shooting 3 feet behind the three-point line. I'm scratching my head. I'm like, damn, this dude looks for real. Like, you know what I'm saying? I said, nah, Rip, in my mind, I'm like, nah, Rip, he ain't better than me. Ain't no way in hell.
He can't fuck with you. He can't fuck with you.
Nah, hell nah. Man, once that ball was thrown up, man, bro, look. After that game, I went back home, I looked myself in the mirror, and I said, hey, bro, you ain't what you thought you were. I remember one time we were playing in a tournament, and I was like, hey, Cole, like, last night, me and my cousin Spud, there's a little bar around the corner that they thought we were 21 years old, like they let us in, right? I'm like, yo, let's go there after the game. And he looked at me, he was like, nah, Rip, I got to get back to my room and ice my knees and watch tape. I'm like, what? At 16 years old, when we don't even stretch. Like at 16, 17, Jack, you gotta think about it. You go on the straight AAU games and you ain't even stretching. You just like, all right, we're rock that. Like we just hooping. And he talking about icing his knees down and watching film. I said, bro, this dude is, I looked at my cousin, I said, yo, bro, this dude is different.
Yeah, I was in the league and I was playing in Dallas. And in the summers, we would all the guys from the Philly area would congregate, you go play pickup ball at whatever college that particular day. So we had these games set up. Pretty much the whole Sixers team was there, and then whatever other NBA players or guys playing overseas, or even some college guys, show up. You'd have 30 guys in the gym and great pickup games. And I walked in there one day, and they always had trainers that are taping ankles, and I'm getting my ankle taped. I'm going to jump in the game, and I'm looking around, watching the game being played. And there's this dude out there, and he's like doing pretty ridiculous athletic stuff. Tell he was like young, but he looked, kind of scrawny, but like striding out and like, playing against Eddie Jones. I'll never forget it. It was an all-star for the Lakers. And, they're going head to head pretty much. And I literally said to the trainer, like, oh, who's that guy? I thought he was going to say, oh, that's such and such. He plays at whatever college or whatever. He's like, oh, that's Kobe Bryant. That's Joe Bryant's son. I'm like, oh, okay. I said, how old is he? He goes, oh, he's 15. He's 15. He's going to Lower Marion. Yeah, they think he's got a chance. I'm like, yeah, I think so. So then and then I noticed what the thing that stood out to me over the course of that summer playing games when he was involved in was, think about being 15 years old, first of all, just in general, how you view yourself, right? The confidence level to step on a floor with those type of players and grown men is a whole other thing. Like, I remember playing pickup ball, and the guy would bring his son. Like, hey, you guys mind if Michael plays? I'm like, no, that's fine. And the kid would just kind of hide. But run up and down the floor. No, this guy, Kobe was out there like, no, I'm out here to do work at that age.
In an interview, Kobe reminded me that he came to Orlando to see Penny. And Penny kind of blew him off. And he had this sad look on his face. And I grabbed him and was like, come on, man, I'll take a picture. I never knew that was him.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I never knew that was him until he told me, when we did that TMZ and everything, he said, you don't remember meeting me? He never told me that. Like, through all the years that we played in there, he never told me that.
He told us the thing story. I didn't know that you, that's dope.
How did you and Cole connect? And y'all arrived at the same time?
He was a guy that wanted it right away. And we all understand pecking order.
Mm-hmm.
My team, that ain't about to happen.
Right.
But I saw that he had something in him. And he wanted it right away. A lot of guys don't have that when they come in. A lot of guys just like to go to the rope, but he wanted it. He wanted it. Those rookie year, we let him do what he do, make his mistakes. But the defining moment in his greatness was we were playing Utah. Nobody wanted to take the last shots. I'm not taking the last shot, shooting 40% from the free throw line. Y'all ain't gonna be talking about me. And Shaq lost the game. So he takes 3 shots at air balls. If you can remember, and I hope you can show this clip, I was the one that grabbed him and said, all right, don't worry about it. One day people are going to fear you. And next year he come in a little more. He wanted it, he wanted it, he wanted it, he wanted it, he wanted it. And this is where I wish I was a little bit more tactful. Egos get in the way. That word, my team, will mess you up.
Yeah.
Right? Especially from big guy giving up to a little guy. I don't play that shit. So instead of, but fortunately it still worked out. We still won 3 out of 4, but a lot of necessary stuff that shouldn't have happened because of the ego. And it was probably my fault. But one thing I never do is I never disrespect nobody.
Right.
I ain't gotta like it.
I was in Los Angeles, and it might have been August, early August, and I went up to the men's gym one night. It might have been like a Friday night in Westwood, UCLA, the men's gym, and Kobe's in there with his trainer, and it might have been 10:30 at night, and he's getting after it. I mean, sweating, working on his game, working really hard, like on a Friday night. And so I'm just going in there to shoot some free throws. And next thing you know, he wants to play one-on-one. And I'm like, all right, why not? You know, and just, he's only 19 or whatever, so I'll have my way. And I could not believe the intensity and how hard he played. He competed on every possession in that one-on-one moment. Nobody was there, just the three, the two of us and his trainer. And I had to work my tail off. I wasn't expecting that in that moment, but that to me was when I realized, okay, this kid has something. He's special.
It was always a war. Obviously, he was too big for me. You know what I mean? So I couldn't guard him because he would just take me into the post. I ain't have a chance. But he would guard me. You knew you had to come with your best. No half-stepping. He coming to compete, coming to fight, got the biggest heart in the world, ultimate competitor. And I said it a couple days ago, he bought everything out of me.
On Kobe Bryant.
And we had some war.
I remember just watching, just like, I'm really about to line up against Kobe.
I think the thing that stood out most to me about playing Kobe that first time was his pregame warm-up. Why is he working out at 4 o'clock? And it's a 7:30 game. By the time I finished watching his workout, I had missed my lift, my treatment time. As a young guy, you get the early slots, and once you miss it, it's over. I had missed everything. And I think for me personally, that was just a moment in my life where it was I'm sitting here watching Kobe. Nothing else really mattered to me at that point.
The first time that I played against him was when I was in Chicago and he was with the Lakers. And I just remember him asking Michael Jordan all these questions on the court the whole time. But I think what ultimately made him who he was that audacity to ask Michael Jordan for pointers in his very first game against him. Think about most 18-year-olds, they'd be scared to death to go against Michael. And he was just inquisitive. Pretty remarkable.
He was just our generation's Jordan in terms of iconic moves, ISO stuff, fadeaways, game winner.
Been down at half court and he wanted to know how, when I turn around on my jump shot, how to feel the defense. I told him you should feel the defense with your legs. Once you feel the defense with your legs, you can take advantage of that. What you been up to, man, Mo?
Trying. I really like Kobe Bryant's competitive drive. He's cursed as much as I am.
So guys, I hope you enjoyed the video, and let me know in the comments, what's your favorite Kobe story or moment? So make sure you like, share, subscribe. Until next time.
Jelly Bean Jr. Real legend.
thing about a nigga, this thing about us, nigga about us, nigga. Yeah, this thing about us, nigga. Yeah, this thing about us, nigga. Yeah.